created in 1953. Let's now take a look around Birkenhead in the 1950s. The Canopy was part of the Argyle Theatre, bombed in the war, and now the site of Beattie's car park. How often did you try to jump on the rear platform of a moving bus? Hamilton Street Post Office is still there today. Did you ever indulge in this dangerous practice when you were young? Grange Road. Borough Road by the Plaza Cinema. "1955 gave us Birkenhead Can Make It, an exhibition held in the Drill Hall, Grange Road West, to show the town's industries and services. A home telephone was a rarity. Rushworth and Draper, who had taken over Birkenhead's Riles and Jones, had a music store in Grange Road, alas, no more. This would probably be regarded as too dangerous an activity in an exhibition today. Birkenhead Corporation ferries. Whatever happened to the model landing stage? Evening rush hour at Port Sunlight. There were masses of buses and people. Today, there's perhaps one bus and a trickle of people leaving the factory gates compared to 1955. The Boys' Brigade prepare for Remembrance Sunday outside St Andrew's Church, Bebington. Further along the road is the Mayor Hall and Library. (1956) and back to the Tower Grounds at New Brighton. Filming is taking place with Susan Hayward starring in I Thank a Fool. Now we'll take you back to memories of school days in the mid-1950s. The school is Mersey Park Junior, Higher Tranmere, but typical of many schools of the time. We had separate playgrounds for boys and girls. firm discipline reigned, and we all marched in for morning assembly conducted by the headmistress. Remember the maths lesson when we all sat in formal rows in desks? Naughty boy. I'm sure you didn't do that sort of thing. Time for physical education. A lesson in nature. You'll remember the traditional mid-morning milk break, now a thing of the past. What about those famous school dinners served by dinner ladies dressed in white with turbans on their heads? Echoes of his master's voice as the old manual gramophone played an old 78 RPM record for country dancing. Mersey Park in winter. It always seemed to snow in winter then. After a snowball fight, you could slide on the ice. Great was the incentive to make the biggest possible snowball. Summertime, New Ferry baths were popular with schools and the public. Those who couldn't afford to pay found ways of sneaking in through gaps in the fencing. Sadly, the baths would become another closure casualty in later years. Port Sunlight baths, a popular place at lunchtime with Leavers employees, would also disappear and become part of a new garden centre. It was the beginning of the end for the open-air pool in Wirral. SoundLad launched their last passenger liner, the Windsor Castle, in 1958. The launch was performed by the Queen Mother. The Queen Mother got a bit of a splash as she smashed the champagne bottle to launch the ship. After fitting out, the Windsor Castle finally leaves the Mersey. (1959) and we go back to New Brighton. How crowded and how popular it is.